Blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces
probably one of the luckier neighborhoods to actually not lose power until probably about 3:20 this morning. So I was pretty lucky to have it that long. Some people actually lost power about 11 a.m. yesterday.
Well, from in your estimation, of course, we just went through covering Harvey in Houston to the south of us here in the last couple of weeks. In your estimation, did the governor do a good job with the almost nonstop press conferences?
I think he did an extremely good job. Yeah, I think he did a very good job.
You know, there are always those Monday morning quarterbacks saying, it was built up. We didn't get what we expected. But, people have no idea what damage has been done yet because they haven't had time to take a look.
Oh, absolutely. And, this is supposedly one of the storms that's kind of unprecedented in Florida. So, until you've kind of gone through one, you can't, and each storm is so different, you can't really say, it's easy to say it's not what we expected, or you wind up getting more than what you expected.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure it caught a lot of people off guard when it started heading back towards the east rather than going more towards the west like they thought it would.
Exactly. What, if I can, on a personal note, what does your day hold for you today as far as surveying damage or getting out, or what are you doing?
Well, definitely walking out and seeing what kind of damage has been done. We're still expected to be under a tornado watch until 11 a.m., so it's still going to plan on being pretty breezy and rainy for a while.
Well, we appreciate very much your time and your observations. That's Cheryl Shannon from Ocala, Florida. And I'm going to be back with you tomorrow. I'm Rick Roberts. You know what this is. This is Red Eye Radio.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.
This hour brought to you by Staybill's new Rust Stopper, providing the first line of defense for rust on all your equipment. Stop rust in its tracks with Staybill's Rust Stopper. Visit Staybill.com to find a retailer near you.
It's a nasty, tough environment on the road out there. Alcoa DuraBrite Evo wheels feature a patented surface treatment that stands stronger against tough conditions. It acts like a force field around your wheels to repel dirt. So when it's time to clean, a simple soap and water wash gets you back on the road. No painting or polishing. For the easiest to clean wheels ever, go to alcoawheels.com/DuraBrite.
Okay, pop quiz. Who invented the diesel engine? Give up? Rudolf Diesel. That's right, 120 years ago, Diesel invented his namesake engine and changed the world forever. It's that same trailblazing spirit that led Chevron to create Delo 400 with ISOCYN advanced technology, delivering up to 68% better wear protection than previous generation 15W40 diesel engine oils. It's also why Chevron is teaming up with history's ice road trucker Lisa Kelly and traveling across the country in search of modern-day game changers, people who aren't satisfied with the status quo. Lisa will be sharing her stories and meeting fans at select Love's travel stops along the way. To follow along and to see when Lisa will be at a Love's near you, just go to chevrondello.com/game changers. That's chevrondello.com/game changers. Delo 400 with ISOCYN. The power to go further.
Together, you log hundreds of billions of miles on the road each year. You move 80% of our nation's freight, and you safely deliver. On time, every time, ensuring our communities have the everyday goods they need to survive. You are America's 3.5 million professional truck drivers, and National Truck Driver Appreciation Week is our chance to salute you. On behalf of Trucking Moves America Forward and communities across the country, thank you. Learn more at truckingmovesamerica.com.
Speedco is all about productivity and getting drivers back on the road fast. Why? Because they know how crucial you are to getting things moving. That's why they think 1 month just isn't enough to show appreciation for truckers. Stop by Speedco to feel the love any day of the year. When you sign up for Speedco Rewards, you earn points on the services you already buy. You'll earn 10 points for every dollar you spend and can redeem them for $40 coupon after 10,000 points. Speedco Rewards coupons even last up to 180 days, so you can use them on your schedule. Stop it.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Stick to your normal sleep schedule if you can, even while on vacation. That way, when you do return to work, you'll feel more restored and productive than somebody who's returning from vacation super stressed and tired. People living 50 meters from a major road were 7% more likely to develop dementia than people who live further away. Having a jam-packed weekend feels precisely 6 hours longer than one spent on the sofa.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 572-2510. That's 572-2510.
Whether you're just starting out in your career or ready to make a change, being a commercial pilot is within your reach. The FAA has predicted that in the next few years, the number of planes in the sky will double, and that means a lot more jobs in aviation. Ocala Aviation has teamed up with an accredited university, enabling you to get a college degree in aviation while training to be a commercial pilot. And with options like financial aid, grants, and scholarships, it's never been a better time to get your new career in aviation started today. For more information, call me at Ocala Aviation, 352-861-7484.
Hi, I'm Big Daddy Don Garlitz, asking you to support adoption by purchasing a Choose Life license plate from your county tag office. You know, it costs a lot to give a child life. Many times a woman is forced to make a bad choice because of financial pressures. Help save the lives of the unborn children by aiding women whom choose life instead of abortion. Take a stand for life. Purchase your Choose Life license plate today. For more information, go to chooselife.org or call 352-624-2854.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you. If you or a loved one is suffering with knee, shoulder, neck, back pain, or tennis elbow and would like to learn how to get out of pain, go to Regenetic.com. Then listen in on the first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. to the people that give you the regenerative medical solutions to your pain. Regenetic, first and third Thursdays, 10 a.m. here on WOCA 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. The Source, Regenetic.com.
Hey, I'm Gary.
And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
On top of the world, Ocala's premier active adult community is a leader in the industry in both recreational activities and amenities. They utilize superior construction methods to deliver energy-efficient homes. Tune in Wednesday at 9 a.m. Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest to discuss all the exciting new things On Top of the World can offer to current and prospective new residents. So be sure to tune in Wednesday at 9 a.m. On Top of the World. You deserve the world. Hurricane Irma visited Ocala through the night and left downed trees, flooded streets, and more than 100,000 people without electricity in Marion County alone. Marion County Sheriff's deputies were already helping remove fallen trees using chainsaws hours before Hurricane Irma made a direct hit on Marion County. Social media connected many of those in the community who were reporting power outages and posting photos and videos of the wind, the rain, and the damage. More than 5 million homes and businesses were without electricity in the state. Authorities are encouraging residents to stay where you are unless it is absolutely necessary that you travel, even if the weather looks improved. The reason for the cautious approach to getting things back to normal is because of the potential for unreported downed power lines. If you come across a fallen power line, call 911. Do not attempt to touch any power lines or drive over them. Always assume that every power line is energized. Also, stay away from standing water and debris, which could also potentially conceal a live wire. Additional recommendations are to turn off your circuit breakers, disconnect all electrical appliances that are still plugged in, and turn off all wall switches immediately. If your roof or windows leak, water in your walls and ceiling may come into contact with electrical wiring. Remember to never stand in water while operating switches or unplugging any electrical device. Also, be sure to store food on shelves that will be safely out of the way of contaminated water in case of flooding. Obtain block ice or dry ice to keep your refrigerator as cold as possible if the power is going to be out for a prolonged period of time. 50 pounds of dry ice should be able to keep a normal-sized freezer cold for about 2 days. Additionally, if you are in a flooded area or you are aware of a flooded area, please report it to authorities. Our efforts as residents to help the various agencies do their jobs is going to be very important. To report road flooding in Marion County, call 671-8686. Within the city limits of Ocala, call 629-CITY. If you're in the city limits of Bellevue and you see a flood, report that flood to 245-7021. And if you're in Dunellen, the number to call to report a flood is 465-8590. For non-emergency police assistance, call the Marion County Sheriff's Office at 732-9111. Or in Ocala, the Ocala Police Department at 369-7070. In Bellevue, non-emergency calls should be made to the Bellevue Police Department at 245-7044, and the phone number for the Dunellen Police Department for non-emergencies is 465-8510. And of course, all emergency calls should be made to 911. Call us here at WOCA The Source at 732-8000 if you need any of those numbers repeated, or if you need an address or any other information that we may have that will help you after the storm. We are WOCA The Source, your emergency alert station.
You are, stay where you are.
As wind speeds increased, water levels actually dropped in Tampa Bay. The wind was pushing water away from land, but the National Weather Service had warned that the water would return as Irma got closer. Some areas around Tampa could expect a storm surge of up to 9 feet. 45 shelters had opened around Tampa for people who could not evacuate on their own. At one high school, people had been sleeping on the floor, but they say the school stayed peaceful.
They probably got a good amount of people, but everything seemed to be pretty well organized.
It's pretty stable. I mean, everybody get along with everybody, you know. Me and my family not having any problems, so.
But even as shelters filled up, Chronister warned that people could not go home immediately after the storm. He said high water could remain and crews will have to head out to clear the streets.
I get it. I evacuated from my home as well with me and my family.
Florida Power and Light says 17,000 people have been waiting to restore electricity. FPL says it gathered the biggest pre-storm workforce in American history.
Alan Skya reporting for us as we come up at 9 past the hour. Over 4 million people across Florida are now without power this morning, and it will be weeks, months in some cases, to get power restored. Storms brought cooler, wetter weather into the western and northwestern U.S. this weekend, breaking up a temperature inversion that had blanketed much of the region with harsh smoke from dozens of wildfires. The National Interagency Fire Center predicts fire activity will decrease over the next several weeks, but right now they continue to rage across a half dozen western states, as we hear from Jim Roop.
There are nearly 80 wildfires burning out of control in 9 western states. California, Oregon, and Montana are seeing the worst of it, with 8 burning in California, 15 in Oregon, and 21 in Montana.
Firefighters do everything they can to protect private property and structures.
But sometimes the fire's just too much.
It's pretty nerve-wracking to watch.
Many people believe this fire season would be less fiery because of all the rains the West received this past winter and all the snowfall. So why didn't that help? Well, first of all that rain produced taller, thicker, and much more vegetation. Some of that thickening and growing was in areas that hasn't burned in decades. The largest fire in Los Angeles City history that burned last weekend scorched through more than 7,000 acres that hasn't burned in 45 years. Also, all that snow. The ski resorts were still open on the 4th of July in California. Then it got hot. Hotter than usual. In some places, that hot began in the spring, and it caused an early melt to begin of all that snow, to dry all that new, thick, taller brush very, very early. It all dried out, leaving a lot more fuel to burn. Then dry lightning strikes, meaning lightning storms that produced more lightning than rain, which kept the moisture levels low, leaving much of the West a tinderbox.
You're going to burn.
Nearly 2 million acres, 2,200 square miles have burned across the western U.S. Thousands of homes have been destroyed. Thousands more remain threatened. And the cost of fighting the fires continues to climb. The U.S. Forest Service alone has spent nearly $2 billion so far this year. A year poised to be one of the worst wildfire seasons on record.
Thanks, Jim Roop. Geez, we have hurricanes, wildfires, but no swarms of locusts just yet. 11 minutes past the hour now on First Light. Dean DeVore will be with us in a few moments, and you'll find out if Hurricane Irma is heading your way. That and more coming along on First Light. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. If you're in the market to buy a home right now, you know how challenging it is out there. You're competing against cash buyers, so it's critical that you work with a reputable, established mortgage company like Quicken Loans. By getting pre-approved with us, sellers will know that you're serious and ready to close when you make that offer. Here's one more way to get the home you want. You could buy a $150,000 home with as little as $1,500 down with our 1% down payment option. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.99%, APR 4.19%. For 7 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation for customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. And for the 4th year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in the nation for mortgage servicing. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to quickenloans.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Business travel is a game of wins and losses. An open seat next to you on your flight? You win. A reclining seat in front of you? Well, that's a loss. Buying your business trip at Upside.com? That's not just a win, it's a triple win. Upside has the absolute best available prices for flights, hotel, and rental cars. That's win number 1. Win number 2 is how Upside rewards you with a gift card to places like Amazon.com every time you buy a business trip. And the third win is the amazing 6-star treatment you get from Upside's Net navigators who are instantly accessible 24/7 on the Upside app, even reaching out so you can avoid a problem before it happens. And I'm going to help you out right now. Go to Upside.com and use my code MORNING, and you'll get a minimum $100 gift card to Amazon.com. That's code MORNING for a minimum $100 gift card to Amazon.com when you buy your next business trip at Upside.com. Upside.com. You deserve a better business trip. Minimum purchase required. See site for complete details.
Good morning. It's 13 and a half past the hour now on First Light with a first look ahead at the nation's weather and Irma coming up in a moment on this 254th day of 2017. First, though, a look back at September 11th. Of course, this date, September 11th, forever enshrined as the day America was attacked. 16 years ago this day, in 2001, terrorists hijacked 4 airliners and intentionally crashed them, bringing down the World Trade Center towers in New York City and exploding part of the Pentagon. About 3,000 people were killed, and America was thrust into a new and much more dangerous world. That's the music of the United States Marine Band and the Stars and Stripes Forever by John Philip Sousa. The band wasn't around yet in 1777, but on this day that year, the Stars and Stripes, the American flag, carried into battle for the first time. American forces under General George Washington were forced to retreat at the Battle of Brandywine Creek by British forces under William Howe. This day in 1883, the mail chute was patented by James Cutler. The new device was first used in the Elwood Building in Rochester, New York. 1936, Boulder Dam, dedicated by President Franklin Roosevelt. He turned on the dam's first hydroelectric generator, the dam now called Hoover Dam. I was there this past year. There's now some brand new, startlingly beautiful architecture and new bridges built around the dam. It's breathtaking, well worth seeing. September 11th, 1977, the world heard the future for the first time. The Atari 2600 home video game console is released, originally sold as the Atari VCS. The Atari credited with popularizing the use of microprocessor-based hardware so our kids would never have to talk with us anymore. The number one song in America that day in 1977. I just want to be your everything. Andy Gibb, one of the brothers Gibb, the Bee Gees, and I Just Want to Be Your Everything, coming back to the number one spot after a month of being replaced there in its original 3-week run as number one. It's ranked number 26 on Billboard's 55th anniversary all-time top 100 list. September 11th through the years. Almost 16 past the hour now on First Light, and meteorologist Dean DeVore is here with us. Dean, what's the status of Irma now?
Michael, good morning. Irma's still a Category 1 storm. It is weakened, obviously, since it's made its second landfall over Marco Island yesterday afternoon. It's about 40 to 50 miles to the north-northeast of Tampa. Its movement actually will go back to the northwest. It will stay inland but hug the coast along Florida and then make a beeline into southwestern Georgia later today. I'm looking at hurricane-force wind gusts continuing to be into Georgia. What's left of Irma, it'll be tropical rainstorm Irma when it gets into places like Birmingham, Alabama, and places like western Kentucky and also Tennessee, and even up to St. Louis could see some rain from what will be Irma as we get into the middle of the week. But the bigger concerns, obviously, today, still wind. We're still seeing gusts this morning to near 100 miles per hour and a lot of heavy rain for North Florida into Georgia and over to Alabama, 3 to 6 inches. Some areas could get even more. We'll keep an eye on that as we go through the day. The rest of the country, quiet, beautiful weather in the Northeast continues. We'll almost get to 80 for a few days in New York City. Also nice in the Great Lakes for a few days till some of that moisture and clouds from Irma gets there. And then as we look up to the northwest, nice in Seattle today with some sunshine, highs in the low 80s. We keep you up to date on Irma. We're watching Jose. It continues to loop out in the Atlantic, but we'll keep an eye on it over the week and keep you up to date on AccuWeather.com. Have a great morning.
You too. Thanks, Dean. Stay dry. Now the latest from the Westwood One newsroom in Washington. North Korea says the United States will pay a price for leading efforts to impose very heavy new sanctions on that country after its latest nuclear test. A vote on these heavy sanctions expected in the UN Security Council later today. Federal officials who run the 9/11 Victims Compensation Fund are telling people who were made sick by the terror attacks to apply for benefits. Fund officials say they often hear New Yorkers say they don't want to apply because they believe the money is for firefighters and other first responders, but the $7 billion fund exists to help anybody exposed to toxic dust from the attacks. Police in North Texas say at least 8 people are dead, including the suspect, after a shooting last night at a home in Plano. Police shot and killed the suspected shooter. The victims were all adults, and neighbors say the shooting occurred during a Dallas Cowboys watch party. Some of the stories we're following on First Light this morning. 18 past the hour now. It's time for Monday Morning Sports. We say good morning to Robert Workman.
Opening weekend of the 98th NFL season on Sunday. The Bills grounded the Jets 21-12. Tyrod Taylor with a pair of touchdown passes. Falcons over the Bears 23-17. Matt Ryan, an 88-yard touchdown pass to Austin Hooper. Ravens blanked the Bengals 20-0. Baltimore's defense forced Andy Dalton into 5 turnovers. Steelers shaded the Browns 21-18. 2 touchdown tosses for Ben Roethlisberger. It's the 11th time Big Ben has won at Cleveland's First Energy Stadium. That's more than any other quarterback, including the Browns quarterbacks. Lions rallied past the Cardinals 35-23, 4 TD passes for Matthew Stafford. Jaguars trounced the Texans 29-7. Raiders topped the Titans 26-16. Eagles ripped the Redskins 30-17. Carson Wentz passed for 307 yards and 2 scores. Late games, Rams routed the Colts 46-9. Jared Goff threw for 306 yards and a TD. The defense ran back 2 Colt passes for scores. Packers stopped the Seahawks 17-9. Panthers pounded the 49ers 23-3. And the Cowboys beat the Giants 19-3 last night. The only touchdown of the game coming on a Dak Prescott pass to Jason Witten. The tight end also becomes the Cowboys' all-time leader in receiving yards, passing Michael Irvin. Tonight it's a doubleheader. The Saints
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Hurricane Irma visited Ocala through the night and left downed trees, flooded streets, and more than 100,000 people without electricity in Marion County alone. Marion County Sheriff's deputies were already helping remove fallen trees using chainsaws hours before Hurricane Irma made a direct hit on Marion County. Social media connected many of those in the community who were reporting power outages and posting photos and videos of the wind, the rain, and the damage. More than 5 million homes and businesses were without electricity in the state. Authorities are encouraging residents to stay where you are unless it is absolutely necessary that you travel, even if the weather looks improved. The reason for the cautious approach to getting things back to normal is because of the potential for unreported downed power lines. If you come across a fallen power line, call 911. Do not attempt to touch any power lines or drive over them. Always assume that every power line is energized. Also, stay away from standing water and debris, which could also potentially conceal a live wire. Additional recommendations are to turn off your circuit breakers, disconnect all electrical appliances that are still plugged in, and turn off all wall switches immediately. If your roof or windows leak, water in your walls and ceiling may come into contact with electrical wiring. Remember to never stand in water while operating switches or unplugging any electrical device. Also, be sure to store food on shelves that will be safely out of the way of contaminated water in case of flooding. Obtain block ice or dry ice to keep your refrigerator as cold as possible if the power is going to be out for a prolonged period of time. 50 pounds of dry ice should be able to keep a normal-sized freezer cold for about 2 days. Additionally, if you are in a flooded area or you are aware of a flooded area, please report it to authorities. Our efforts as residents to help the various agencies do their jobs is going to be very important. To report road flooding in Marion County, call 671-8686. Within the city limits of Ocala, call 629-CITY. If you're in the city limits of Bellevue and you see a flood, report that flood to 245-7021. And if you're in Dunellen, the number to call to report a flood is 465-8590. For non-emergency police assistance, call the Marion County Sheriff's Office at 732-9111 or in Ocala, the Ocala Police Department at 369-7070. In Bellevue, non-emergency calls should be made to the Bellevue Police Department at 245-7044, and the phone number for the Dunellen Police Department for non-emergencies is 465-8510. And of course, all emergency calls should be made to 911. Call us here at WOCA The Source at 732-8000 if you need any of those numbers repeated, or if you need an address or any other information that we may have that will help you after the storm. We are WOCA The Source, your emergency alert station.
A place for mom at 1-800-467-7530. That's 1-800-467-7530.
We're coming up on 24 past the hour now on First Light. It's time for our financial watch. The dollar trading higher in early Monday trading. That's good news after hitting lows late last week. AAA has the average price of a gallon of regular grade gas at $2.67, up slightly. Premiums at $3.16. With Hurricane Irma headed their way, motorists in Georgia can expect to pay $2.75 for regular this morning. That's up 9 cents just since yesterday. Business reporter Tom Busby joins us now with layoffs in the beer industry and other news from Wall Street this morning. Good morning, Tom.
It's a new week on Wall Street, and investors, along with everyone else, are hoping for the best as Hurricane Irma hits Florida. And they'll keep close tabs on shares of insurance firms and travel-related companies. The FBI investigating claims that Uber illegally used software creating phony accounts at the rival ride-hailing service Lyft and then spied on Lyft drivers to see where they went and how much they charged. Target already cutting prices on thousands of items inside its stores. They say it needs to better compete against Amazon, Walmart, and others. After years of buying up a number of microbreweries, Anheuser-Busch is now laying off more than 300 U.S. salesmen, all of them at its craft brew division. The casual dining chain Chili's removing 40% of the items on its menu. It says it wants to focus on the core offerings of burgers, ribs, and fajitas. And with so many electric cars hitting the nation's roads, some officials in Utah want to tax drivers in the state on how many miles they drive instead of taxing them at the gas pump.
Thanks, Tom. 25 after the hour now. Entertainment critic Chuck Rich is here. And Chuck, you've been checking out some new TV shows. How do they look?
You can't tell a lot from the first episodes of new TV series. You can get some idea of whether you'd want to watch them again, but sometimes the first episode was made months before the second and third and fourth, etc. 3 new series began last night: HBO's The Deuce, Fox's The Orville, and on Sundance Channel, Top of the Lake, China Girl. On The Deuce, James Franco plays 2 roles: brothers who happen to look like James Franco in the early 1970s in New York's Times Square. However, they had to recreate New York's Times Square in New York's Washington Heights. Impressive special effects, for one thing, so that does look realistic. There's some sleazy people involved, a lot of them, pimps, prostitutes, gamblers, etc. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, I would watch The Deuce again. On Fox, The Orville is a science fiction comedy inspired by shows like Star Trek and created by and starring Seth MacFarlane. It's pretty good. It could have been better. It might be better, but yeah, I would watch that again. That's The Orville on Fox. Then on the Sundance Channel, there is a limited series. Top of the Lake was the series that won a Golden Globe for Elizabeth Moss, playing an Australian detective. Now, a few years later, back in Sydney, once again, she has to deal with sexism on the force, among other things. The case that she has to investigate is shown subtly by some visuals at the beginning of this episode. I'm going to be sticking around for this one, too. Top of the Lake, China Girl on Sundance Channel.
Thanks, Chuck. 27 past the hour. First Light's coming right back. Stick around.
You know that sometimes, baby, it's a pretty good company.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance is out there. Call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1458. 800-481-1458 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance is out there. Call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1458. 800-481-1458 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too.
I'm Chuck Woolery, and this message is for everyone suffering from back pain. Now, if you're driving in your car right now, I'm sure every bump, every little crack you run over feels like a giant speed bump, sending shooting pain through your back, pain you'll be feeling all day. Back pain like that makes a 30-minute commute feel like a punishing 2-hour drive. But here's some good news. If you're by a CVS or Walgreens, pull in right now. Walk back to the pain relief aisle and get Australian Dream Back Pain Cream. It's in a purple box. Australian Dream is real effective medicine that really works. Rub it where it hurts. Give yourself some relief. Try Australian Dream Back Pain Cream backed by the empty jar guarantee. Use the entire jar. If it doesn't relieve your back pain, I want you to send back the empty jar for a full refund. Pull into the nearest CVS or Walgreens, get Australian Dream Back Pain Cream now in the purple box or visit AustralianDream.com.
"29 past the hour."
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source. We are The Source, WOCA.
WOCA
1370 WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A hurricane warning remains in effect, along with a flash flood watch and numerous flash flood warnings throughout the region. Strong winds will gradually subside later Monday as Irma pulls away. A few lingering showers, even a stray thunderstorm, highs in the upper 70s to mid to upper 80s. Partly cloudy Monday night with a shower or thunderstorm, low 70 to 74. Partly sunny Tuesday, high 86 to 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
News on this Monday morning, September 11th, 2017. It's 28 minutes before the hour. I'm Michael Toscano in with you this morning. Get ready to call us at 800-736-3666. That's 800-736-3666. And join in as we talk about Hurricane Irma. Are you in the hurricane zone? Did you evacuate? If so, where are you? What is life like? Did you stay in place riding out this massive storm? If so, should our first responders risk their lives to rescue you? If you could have obeyed evacuation orders but chose not to, let us know what you think. 800-736-3666. Meteorologist Dean DeVore is here now tracking Hurricane Irma for us. Good morning, Dean.
Michael, good morning. As we look around the country, obviously Irma and the wind and rain from it from northern parts of Florida this morning, and the heaviest and worst of it that will move into Georgia, Alabama. We'll see that rain spread northward as we go through the day and into tomorrow. So city by city we go. Some gusty winds and rain from Irma in Atlanta today. The high getting up to 63. They could have tropical storm force winds in the area there tonight. Chicago, pleasant with sunshine, the high 75. Denver, sun and clouds today, the high getting up to 86. Los Angeles, partly sunny, highs in the mid-80s. Salt Lake City, partly sunny, high about 80 degrees. Washington, D.C., areas of high clouds, the high 76. We'll keep you up to date on Irma and Jose on AccuWeather.com. Michael, have a great morning.
You too, Dean. Now you call us 800-736-3666 as we talk about Hurricane Irma. What about federal aid? Who should pay if you build in a storm plane? The storm is making history. It's quite a mess. It's 34 past the hour, and we're coming right back. This is First Light.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. Every day people ask me, can I still take advantage of today's low rates? Is it still a good time to refinance? The answer is yes. Now's a great time to call Quicken Loans at 800-QUICKEN. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.99%, APR 4.19%. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Look into any great business, whether it's a manufacturer or a hotel, a store, school, or hospital. Look into each and every one of them and you'll find the same thing: great people. At Kronos, we believe that great businesses are powered by great people. And with Kronos Workforce Solutions, we'll help you find them, keep them, and engage them. Learn more at Kronos.com. Kronos, workforce innovation that works.
I'm Chuck Woolery, and this message is for everyone suffering from back pain. Now, if you're driving in your car right now, I'm sure every bump, every little crack you run over feels like a giant speed bump, sending shooting pain through your back. Pain you'll be feeling all day. Back pain like that makes a 30-minute commute feel like a punishing 2-hour drive. But here's some good news. If you're by a CVS or Walgreens, pull in right now. Walk back to the pain relief aisle and get Australian Dream Back Pain Cream. It's in a purple box. Australian Dream is real effective medicine that really works. Rub it where it hurts. Give yourself some relief. Try Australian Dream Back Pain Cream, backed by the empty jar guarantee. Use the entire jar. If it doesn't relieve your back pain, I want you to send back the empty jar for a full refund. Pull into the nearest CVS or Walgreens, get Australian Dream Back Pain Cream now in the purple box, or visit AustralianDream.com.
Stay.
24 minutes before the hour now. It's Monday morning with First Light. Michael Toscano in for Evan Haining this morning. Get ready to call us. In fact, don't get ready. Just pick up the phone. What are you waiting for? It's 800-736-3666. Doesn't cost you a dime. Doesn't cost you anything except perhaps a few moments of your time. We'd like to talk with you about Hurricane Irma. Now, the good news is that Irma is losing strength this morning. Its center moving toward the northwestern coast of the Florida Peninsula. It looks like it may be weakening to a tropical storm during the day, and by tomorrow afternoon, it could be just a tropical depression. At one time, it was one of the most powerful hurricanes ever recorded in the Atlantic. Right now, it's about 60 miles north of Tampa, Florida. I saw a great quote yesterday Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. Well, we're about to get punched in the face. That was from Mayor Bob Buckhorn. He's the mayor of Tampa as they were getting ready to deal with Hurricane Irma. Now, the thing is, this is a mess. We've known it was coming for a long time, but still, you can never get totally ready. I mean, there have been evacuation orders for 5.6 million people before it made landfall in Florida. A lot of people didn't leave. I was watching television yesterday morning, and CNN had a correspondent traveling. They were on a fire truck going around one of these neighborhoods, nice neighborhood, and they were blasting the horn on the truck, and they were on the bullhorn saying, "You must leave, evacuate your homes now." And as they're going down the street, people are coming out in their driveways in their shorts and sandals, and, you know, as the correspondent pointed out, well, that guy's got a cold one in his hand, and he was calling out to them saying, "Are you evacuating?" And the answer was, "No, we're going to stay here and ride it out." Some people think, well, you know, we've been through these before, and we'll be fine, or we don't have any place we want to go to. We're going to stay here. Now, that's dangerous. The question is, what is the responsibility of the government in a case like that? They tell you, get out, and during the storm itself, at the height of the storm, the first responders are going to be holed up in their bunkers. They're not coming out to get you. So it could be, in a case like this, 4 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours where you are going to be on your own. And if you call 911, you may get a busy signal because you and thousands of others who should have left, and I'm talking about people who can leave, not those who can't, but those who can leave. Now you're going to be waiting in line for a day or two before somebody can get to you. And sometimes they have to put their lives at risk to come and get you. What is our responsibility to you in a case like that? What is the responsibility of the federal government to subsidize people and businesses and industries who insist on rebuilding in a floodplain? I saw an interview a week or two ago in New Orleans where somebody was saying, we just finished rebuilding after Katrina, and now Harvey's knocking us out again. Well, why did you rebuild there? Should our taxpayer money go to that? To rebuilding in a floodplain? A lot of things to talk about, and it covers a wide area. We're talking about Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, South Carolina, and North Carolina, all being affected from one extent to another by Hurricane Irma. Let's check in now with John Lawrence, who gives us a close-up at Irma's path of destruction.
Utter devastation throughout the Sunshine State. Hurricane Irma tore through southwest Florida Sunday, bringing down trees and lots of debris in its wake. Governor Rick Scott says he's been in contact with the White House.
We're working very closely with the federal government to make sure Floridians have the resources they need for this storm.
I mean, the bad news is that this is some big monster, but I think we're very well coordinated.
Irma brought 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts to Miami and enough rain to flood some of the area's roadways. Winds from Hurricane Irma tore off part of the roof from 2 apartment buildings in the Riviera Beach community, forcing dozens to evacuate. Much of the state is under a hurricane warning. At least 3 million are without power. And now neighboring states are bracing for Irma.
Stay in place, make sure that it's a secure place as much as you can do so, and stay off the roads.
A state of emergency is declared for all of Georgia's 159 counties. High winds were reported at Tybee Island, and the Talmadge Bridge, which connects Savannah to South Carolina, is closed. Heavy rains are expected Monday throughout North Georgia, including Metro Atlanta, where many schools and businesses are already closed. Alabama officials are also getting ready for the wrath of Irma.
This is an all-hands-on-deck event, and all of our state agencies are working together to ensure the safety of all Alabamians and of those who have recently sought refuge in our state.
Irma spent a record-setting 3 days as a Category 5 hurricane and is the strongest Atlantic Basin hurricane ever recorded outside of the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea.
That's correspondent John Lawrence. Thanks. It is now 19 minutes before the hour. Give us a call at 800-736-3666. You may have a good story, too, because, you know, situations like this can bring out the best in people. There are a lot of interesting stories of people helping people. If you know one of those, give us a call. We'd like to hear that. That's a good way to start our week. Call us, 800-736-3666, and we'll be back with your calls after a short break. You're listening to First Light.
Everything is fine when you're standing in the eye of the hurricane. Here comes the sun, here comes the rain. Standing in the eye of the hurricane. Here comes the sun, here comes the rain. Standing in the eye of the hurricane.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance is out there. Call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1458. 800-481-1458 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too.
A fast, easy way to a great price on airfare, all yours on One Travel. Convenience is key, from our quick download mobile app to great airline, hotel, car rental, and vacation deals instantly at your fingertips. Join One Travel Rewards and earn points to use on future One Travel purchases. Book on the app and double your points. Go to onetravel.com or call 888-898-2471. Get up to $20 off our booking fees when you fly domestically by using promo code RADIO20. Promo code expires September 30th, 2017.
I'm Chuck Woolery, and this message is for everyone suffering from back pain. Now, if you're driving in your car right now, I'm sure every bump, every little crack you run over feels like a giant speed bump, sending shooting pain through your back, pain you'll be feeling all day. Back pain like that makes a 30-minute commute feel like a punishing 2-hour drive. But here's some good news. If you're by a CVS or Walgreens, pull in right now. Walk back to the pain relief aisle and get Australian Dream Back Pain Cream. It's in a purple box. Australian Dream is real effective medicine that really works. Rub it where it hurts. Give yourself some relief. Try Australian Dream Back Pain Cream, backed by the empty jar guarantee. Use the entire jar. If it doesn't relieve your back pain, I want you to send back the empty jar for a full refund. Pull into the nearest CVS or Walgreens, get Australian Dream Back Pain Cream now in the purple box, or visit AustralianDream.com.
$16 before the hour now. This is First Light. Our numbers are open at 800-736-3666. Give us a call. Tell the nation what you think about Hurricane Irma. By the way, we're starting to get a look at the economic damage from Hurricane Harvey in Texas and Louisiana. Looks like $25 billion to $35 billion in losses that will be covered by insurance. The total economic damage, which includes uninsured losses, could be between $70 and $90 billion from one storm. And guess how much you're paying for that? Well, we've just made what they're calling a down payment, as Congress has been pushing through the initial aid package for Harvey. We're talking, I think, about $15 billion just in the down payment. So what's the total price tag going to be for the American taxpayer to rebuild Houston, Texas, and the ports and all the little things that were blown away down there? Could be 30, 40, 50, $60 billion before it's all over. Should we be paying that, or should we just say, you know what, Mother Nature doesn't want us building there anymore. The climate is changing. The water is rising. Why build in a place like that? Move inland. Should we be thinking about that? Give us a call at 800-736-3666. Now, David is up in Vashon Island. In Washington. So you've got wildfires up there. As I said earlier in the program, we've had wildfires, hurricanes, everything but locusts. So as you look out of your window and you see the glow from the fires, what are you thinking about the hurricane?
This is a good topic. My cousin called me from Illinois over the weekend, and I told him, he asked me how everything on the West Coast was. I said, well, we're on fire. Texas is underwater. Florida's about to get slapped off the map. And the only two places that are quiet are the Midwest and the East Coast. And I said, oh, wait a minute. You got that hurricane named Trump out there. You don't know what that one's going to do next. But anyway, today's topic, I think if you're told to evacuate and you have capabilities of doing so, and you decide to stay behind and be ignorant, and then call 911 to have them come and get you. When they come and get you, they need to find you. You need to pay for your stupidity.
Oh, so you should pay part of that tab.
When they tell you to leave, you got to go.
You know, there's some interesting kind of heartwarming stories about this. There's a story of one home where there was elderly people, Alzheimer's patients, and the people in the nursing home were afraid if we tell these people we have to move them because there's a hurricane coming, they're going to get disoriented and confused and frightened. They told them they were taking them, I think, on an outing, and so they were able to bundle them up and take them away, and they got some volunteers to help. And, you know, you hear that kind of thing, and it makes you feel kind of warm about the human condition.
This is true, but my deal is when they tell you to leave and something with the magnitude of something like this that nobody's ever seen before, you need to go. And because you're below sea level anyway, which really sucks, and the sea surge is going to take everything out.
Yeah, that's the most dangerous part about this. When you get the 7-8 foot high storm surges coming, that's what's going to kill you more than the wind. It's really that water coming across in places where you're not supposed to be having water. Well, listen, good luck with the fires out there. I hope they stay away from your home and you don't have to evacuate. So, anyway.
Hey, where I'm at, well, I don't have to worry.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you so much for your call. All right, let's go.
Have a good day. Bye.
All right, let's go to Ron in Benton Harbor, Michigan. Good morning.
Good morning, Michael. Michael, I have relatives who stayed behind. They wanted to, protect their house, I guess, their belongings, and people in their business, they want to protect their business. So I can see their point and wanted to stay. And if they wanted to avoid the evacuation order, they're on their own, absolutely. But does Texas still want to secede? Remember Cruz, during the election, he said, we Texans are going to secede. Can they secede before we have to pay them off? All their damage? Can we do that? And the rest of these people who want to live on these floodplains, let them secede before we have to start paying them off, and then they can be on their own, which they want to do. Plain and simple.
I know
I know it's a disaster, but hey, it's like the guy who had 3 warnings. He had the first, the rescue boat, the rescue helicopter, and the people. Then he said, "God's going to protect me with my Bible," and he got washed away and drowned. God said, "I ain't got time for you. You had 3 warnings. I'm going to take care of children who weren't smart enough." Plain and simple.
Okay, well that's a good way of looking at it. You know, one of the interesting things is you watch these people on television. Now they spend days warning the public to get out of the area, to get out of harm's way, and then they put their correspondents right in the middle of the howling wind and rain and hope they don't get hurt. I have been in that situation. I was a television reporter in Raleigh, North Carolina, early in my career, and I can remember the first time a hurricane came, and I was told, "You're going to the Outer Banks." I remember being on the highway in the news van, and the videographer was driving, and we're looking at each other because we're going down the highway and we're the only vehicle heading south, and everything else on the other lane going north is jammed. And we began to think, why are we the only people heading into this thing? And I can remember being in a building and watching a structure down the beach starting to just collapsing as the wind and the rain were eroding the sand underneath it, and hoping that the building I was in didn't suffer the same fate, and thinking, well, you know, when you're on television, sometimes you think you're invulnerable, but you may not be. I've been watching reporters the last few days looking like they can barely stand up. We saw, I think it was on NBC, Gabe Gutierrez, their correspondent. A tree limb crashed to the ground during a live shot, almost hit him. They're flying projectiles. It's dangerous work. They're out there, but that's their job. It's a risk they take. I don't know about some other folks and why they stay. Let's go to Gail in Springfield, Missouri. Good morning, Gail.
Good morning. I'd like to point out something to everybody. There is not a state in this country that does not have natural disasters. Now, are we supposed to tell the people in California and Oregon and Washington that have massive fires every year that they are supposed to move away from there because they have massive fires? And the American people help to pay for that, for the reconstruction. Are we supposed to tell people to move out of the Midwest where our food comes from because there's tornadoes, and tornadoes happen every year? Are we supposed to tell people, okay, there's no place that's safe to live? Life is a crapshoot from the day you come into this world. There is no avoiding what is going to happen. You can take precautions. You can try and be smart about it. But life is dangerous. And if people would accept that and live their lives and take simple precautions, everybody would be a lot better off.
That's interesting. I had not put it in that perspective. That's a good perspective to give us. I appreciate that, Gail. Like you say, nobody is safe. There's always something somewhere. I mean, there's even earthquakes in Missouri occasionally. I mean, you can.
Yes, there is.
Yeah. So wherever you are, there's always going to be something. So maybe we should all just settle down and think, we're all in this together. That's always a good way to think. All right, let's go.
Thank you.
Thanks for your call. Let's go to Ike in Charleston, South Carolina. Ike, you're always mellow. What are you thinking about on this Monday morning?
Hey, good morning. I've got a lot of relatives in Florida. I've been in touch with them. They've lost power and what have you. I can tell you that this isn't as bad as Andrew was. I worked Katrina as a volunteer, and I've seen those damages, and they kind of skirted a bullet all the way across the board, other than maybe the Keys and the Wayward Islands down there below them. But there's something I just don't understand with all the fires going on, and with these hurricanes and et cetera. And I think this is going to be more of a regularly occurring thing. I don't understand why the United States military doesn't put together like a brigade. And let's just say for the fires out west, let's get us about 100 tankers, and have a whole brigade that's trained in dealing with fires. 10,000 people, what have you. I don't know the numbers. But I don't see why we don't have that, and I don't see why we also don't have another force that has amphibious machines, hovercraft, and they're trained in water rescues to deal with these things, rather than this hodgepodge of we've got to bring stuff from here and stuff from there. I mean, I'm right next to Charleston Air Force Base, and I used to be a loadmaster, and I can tell you, we've got enough C-117s over there. We can bring a whole lot of equipment in a big hurry, and we can put it where we need it.
What would the legality of that be? Because the armed forces are not supposed to be deployed in the United States. Would we have to change the Constitution or some regulations?
No, they can't be. They can't be used as police, but they can be used as rescue. But also, too, on the political end of this, I agree 100% with that lady there. People need to quit looking at their pocketbook so much. And trust me, you may think that we are a debtor nation and we have no money, but just as a way of snapping you out of that, just remember this country's worth well over $300 trillion. We've got the money. We can seem to afford wars and everything else that these guys want to do, but when it comes to taking care of us, for some reason, everybody's worried about the dollar. Let's do something for us for a change.
Okay. Appreciate your call, Ike, as always. All right. Thank you so much. We're going to stay in Charleston. Let's talk to Steve. Good morning, Steve.
Well, good morning. I make some good points, as always. And the lady was right. If you don't think something's going on all the time in this country, talk to your insurance man or an insurance adjuster. They're on the road every day going to some kind of disaster, taking care of something that's gone wrong somewhere. But, the scary we sat through Hugo, and I guess Ike did too. And as nerve-wracking as it was, it kind of raced from the ocean straight through here. I think at like forward speed of 30 miles an hour. The worst thing about this daggum storm, it's creeping like a snail. It's like 14 miles an hour forward progress. Can you imagine how nerve-wracking that is, sitting through that this hour after hour after hour? And that just adds to the damage while it's creeping along through the state. It's just crazy how slow it's moving. Yeah. And of course it's over land now, and that even makes it slower. And it's break it up. And by the way, we're getting maybe today they're expecting maybe tropical storm gust, maybe 3 to 6 inches of rain. So I think we're going to be okay here.
Yeah, and you got to feel sorry for the people who evacuated and moved to an area that they thought would be safe, and now the hurricane went that way. Now they're stuck. Thanks you so much for our calls this morning. It's been great as always. First Light's coming right back. Stick around.
It's just as bad. They call it Stormy Monday, but Tuesday's just as bad.
Ransomware is software that can infiltrate your business through email, enabling cyber criminals to hijack sensitive information as ransom for your own data's release. Leveraging Barracuda email security with advanced threat detection can stop a ransomware attack in its tracks. As an added measure, Barracuda Backup allows you to recover your data without having to surrender to extortion. Crime doesn't pay when you protect your business data with Barracuda. Go to barracuda.com/ransomware to learn more.
Life doesn't stop for car trouble, work, school, dentist appointments, the workout you wouldn't mind skipping. Our cars connect us to our lives, so wouldn't it be reassuring to know that our cars are up to the job? Enter Hum by Verizon, the technology that connects you to your car. Now you can check your car's health from your phone with vehicle diagnostics. Get advice on the go with a certified mechanics hotline. And if Hum detects a collision, it can send help automatically with 24/7 emergency assistance. Get Hum and get where you're going. Learn more at hum.com.
Are you looking for senior care for your mom or dad but don't know where to start? Hi, I'm Joan London with The Place for Mom. Nobody knows your parent or loved one better than you, and nobody knows senior living better than the experts at A Place for Mom. They've helped thousands of families find the right place for their mom or dad.
I was so glad that I called A Place for Mom. My advisor really listened and was truly my partner in finding senior care for my dad. She went out of her way to get to know him as a person and was always there whenever I had a question.
The senior living advisors at A Place for Mom partner with thousands of families every month, listening and offering local knowledge and advice to help find the best senior living communities across the country. And it's a free service. Here's the number.
Call A Place for Mom at 1-800-467-7530.
There's a place for answers, a place for mom. Call today.
Call A Place for Mom at 1-800-467-7530. That's 1-800-467-7530.
If you have to be someplace at the top of the hour, you have just under 2 minutes to get there, and we should all...
Tired of looking at stained carpets, dirty tile, or grout? Call Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. Make your flooring look great again. Stains, pet odors, allergies. Call Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. From serving our country to serving our community. Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. Residential and commercial. And now, 3 rooms for just $99. Check their website, silverbackrestoration.com.
Ocala Eye is the largest, most experienced eye care center in North Central Florida. Tuesday at 10:30, Zora Harrison and Adam Tenza will be our guests, bringing us up to date on the latest optical and other innovations in the industry. For over 40 years, Ocala Eye has provided comprehensive medical and surgical eye care. But that's just the beginning. Just wait until you hear all of the exciting things coming our way. So be sure to listen Tuesday at 10:30 with Ocala Eye, helping you live life to the fullest.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Hurricane Irma visited Ocala through the night and left downed trees, flooded streets, and more than 100,000 people without electricity in Marion County alone. Marion County Sheriff's deputies were already helping remove fallen trees using chainsaws hours before.
People who can afford a LASIK procedure sure are lucky.
Marion County social media connected many of those in the community who were reporting power outages and posting photos and videos of the wind, the rain, and the damage. More than 5 million homes and businesses were without electricity in the state. Authorities are encouraging residents to stay where you are unless it is absolutely necessary that you travel, even if the weather looks improved. The reason for the cautious approach to getting things back to normal is because of the potential for unreported downed power lines. If you come across a fallen power line, call 911. Do not attempt to touch any power lines or drive over them. Always assume that every power line is energized. Also, stay away from standing water and debris, which could also potentially conceal a live wire. Additional recommendations are to turn off your circuit breakers, disconnect all electrical appliances that are still plugged in, and turn off all wall switches immediately. If your roof or windows leak, water in your walls and ceiling may come into contact with electrical wiring. Remember to never stand in water while operating switches or unplugging any electrical device. Also, be sure to store food on shelves that will be safely out of the way of contaminated water in case of flooding. Obtain block ice or dry ice to keep your refrigerator as cold as possible if the power is going to be out for a prolonged period of time. 50 pounds of dry ice should be able to keep a normal-sized freezer cold for about 2 days. Additionally, if you are in a flooded area or you are aware of a flooded area, please report it to authorities. Our efforts as residents to help the various agencies do their jobs is going to be very important. To report road flooding in Marion County, call 671-8686. Within the city limits of Ocala, call 629-CITY. If you're in the city limits of Bellevue and you see a flood, report that flood to 245-7021. And if you're in Dunellen, the number to call to report a flood is 465-8590. For non-emergency police assistance, call the Marion County Sheriff's Office at 732-9111. Or in Ocala, the Ocala Police Department at 369-7070. In Bellevue, non-emergency calls should be made to the Bellevue Police Department at 245-7044, and the phone number for the Dunellen Police Department for non-emergencies is 465-8510. And of course, all emergency calls should be made to 911. Call us here at WOCA The Source at 732-8000 if you need any of those numbers repeated, or if you need an address or any other information that we may have that will help you after the storm. We are WOCA The Source, your emergency alert station.
Buying and selling? Then you know about OcalaForSale.com, Marion County's internet marketplace. But there's something you might not know. I'm Michael Warren, president of USA for Sale. We created Ocala for Sale in 1998 with a passion to connect buyers and sellers and to help local businesses reach shoppers online. On Ocala for Sale, you're just a click away from thousands of deals for real estate, rentals, cars, furniture, appliances, horses, pets, and more. Looking for a job? Our Help Wanted section is booming. Shopping the villages and beyond? Now you'll find great deals on villages for sale, as well as our new statewide classified, Florida for Sale. Log on today and post your free classified. You'll reach thousands of shoppers who check our listings every day. Are you a business looking to get a corner on the internet marketplace? USA for Sale can help you reach your target audience in Ocala, the villages, and statewide. There's no better place to reach shoppers than right where they shop. Let us show you how. Learn more by calling 352-629-1663 or visit us online at usaforsale.com.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, at yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A hurricane warning remains in effect, along with a flash flood watch and numerous flash flood warnings throughout the region. Strong winds will gradually subside later Monday as Irma pulls away. A few lingering showers, even a stray thunderstorm, highs in the upper 70s to mid to upper 80s. Partly cloudy Monday night with a shower or thunderstorm, low 70 to 74. Partly sunny Tuesday, high 86 to 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Today in Florida Ag News, I'm a Southeast Ag Net. But last week, in anticipation of Hurricane Irma, legislative leaders canceled committee meetings that were scheduled for this week. According to a story from the News Service of Florida, Senate President Joe Negron and House Speaker Richard Corcoran called off what would have been the first committee meetings to prepare for the 2018 legislative session, citing at that time concerns about potential damage from Hurricane Irma. In separate memos, the Republican leaders instead urged their members to take necessary precautions ahead of the storm. Now, Governor Rick Scott last week repeatedly stressed the need for volunteers in advance of the hurricane. Both leaders responded to calls by the governor for volunteers. As a matter of fact, Negron authorized up to 15 days of administrative leave for Senate staff members interested in volunteering. Negron and Corcoran did not reschedule the committee meetings. The next meetings are slated to take place the second week of October. The annual legislative session starts in January.
Shrimp, grouper, stone crab, oysters, clams. That's just a sample of the great seafood that Florida's Gulf Coast is famous for. Fresh, wholesome seafood caught by fishing families that for generations have taken great pride in their work. No gathering is complete without delicious Florida Gulf seafood fresh from the docks. Remember, when shopping or dining out, ask for fresh from Florida seafood. That helps our state's fishermen and our local economies. Whether at your local green market, corner grocery store, or neighborhood restaurant, you're supporting your community when you buy local.
Food grown right here by Florida farmers doesn't need to be shipped this far.
That saves fuel and cuts emissions.
Buying local is more than just supporting area businesses and growers.
It's buying fresh, wholesome, and delicious food for your family.
Products you trust from people you trust.
Fresh from Florida.
Good for the environment.
Good for the economy.
Good for you.
Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
How would you like to win a new home and make a difference for Hospice of Marion County, the only not-for-profit hospice in the county? On Top of the World and Hospice are offering you a chance to win a brand new home right here in Ocala. All proceeds benefit Hospice of Marion County. Purchase your raffle entries for a chance to win a brand new home for only $100 at homefreeprize.com. The more you buy, the better your chance of winning. For complete rules and regulations and to purchase your entries, visit homefreeprize.com. That's homefreeprize.com. Certain restrictions apply. Must be 18 years of age or older to enter. Visit homefreeprize.com for complete rules and regulations.
All prizes donated. No purchase or contribution is necessary to win. Random drawing to be supervised by an independent auditor and held at 6 p.m. on November 2nd, 2017 at Circle Square Cultural Center, Hospice of Marion County, 3231 Southwest 34th Avenue, Ocala, Florida, 34474. Visit homefreeprize.com for complete rules and regulations.
Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hurricane Irma visited Ocala through the night and left downed trees, flooded streets, and more than 100,000 people without electricity in Marion County alone. Marion County Sheriff's deputies were already helping remove fallen trees using chainsaws hours before Hurricane Irma made a direct hit on Marion County. Social media connected many of those in the community who were reporting power outages and posting photos and videos of the wind, the rain, and the damage. More than 5 million homes and businesses were without electricity in the state. Authorities are encouraging residents to stay where you are unless it is absolutely necessary that you travel, even if the weather looks improved. The reason for the cautious approach to getting things back to normal is because of the potential for unreported downed power lines. If you come across a fallen power line, call 911. Do not attempt to touch any power lines or drive over them. Always assume that every power line is energized. Also, stay away from standing water and debris, which could also potentially conceal a live wire. Additional recommendations are to turn off your circuit breakers, disconnect all electrical appliances that are still plugged in, and turn off all wall switches immediately. If your roof or windows leak, water in your walls and ceiling may come into contact with electrical wiring. Remember to never stand in water while operating switches or unplugging any electrical device. Also, be sure to store food on shelves that will be safely out of the way of contaminated water in case of flooding. Obtain block ice or dry ice to keep your refrigerator as cold as possible if the power is going to be out for a prolonged period of time. 50 pounds of dry ice should be able to keep a normal-sized freezer cold for about 2 days. Additionally, if you are in a flooded area or you are aware of a flooded area, please report it to authorities. Our efforts as residents to help the various agencies do their jobs is going to be very important. To report road flooding in Marion County, call 671-8686. Within the city limits of Ocala, call 629-CITY. If you're in the city limits of Bellevue and you see a flood, report that flood to 245-7021. And if you're in Dunellen, the number to call to report a flood is 4690. For non-emergency police assistance, call the Marion County Sheriff's Office at 732-9111, or in Ocala, the Ocala Police Department at 369-7070. In Bellevue, non-emergency calls should be made to the Bellevue Police Department at 245-7044, and the phone number for the Dunellen Police Department for non-emergencies is 465-8510. And of course, all emergency calls should be made to 911. Call us here at WOCA The Source at 732-8000 if you need any of those numbers repeated, or if you need an address or any other information that we may have that will help you after the storm. We are WOCA The Source, your emergency alert station.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
Yep, we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Be sure to tune in to hear about innovative financial strategies on the long-running program Prosper with Keith Singer. You will learn about intelligent ways to safely grow and preserve your wealth, create reliable income streams, and maximize your legacy. Tune in Saturday at 8:05 a.m. and again on Sunday at 10:05 a.m. Prosper with Keith Singer.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A hurricane warning remains in effect, along with a flash flood watch and numerous flash flood warnings throughout the region. Strong winds will gradually subside later Monday as Irma pulls away. A few lingering showers, even a stray thunderstorm, highs in the upper 70s to mid to upper 80s. Partly cloudy Monday night with a shower or thunderstorm, low 70 to 74. Partly sunny Tuesday, high 86 to 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Are you wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars on termite retreat fees? If you're not with Turner Pest Control, you probably are. Turner Pest Control offers the industry's only termite and pest control package that never charges retreat fees, ever. You can get started today for only $99. This is a value of $500 or more. This includes treatments, installation of monitoring stations, quarterly pest control, and a lifetime guarantee, all for an unbelievable low $99. Even if you have another pest control provider, visit turnerpest.com to find out how you can avoid paying those high termite retreat fees.
The very best in quality is Captain T's Upholstery.
Hey, this is Dan. Let me ask you a few questions. Does your boat look better with the cover on? Has your car's interior seen its better days? Stop using a towel to cover up those rips in the golf cart. Isn't it about time you had it restored to better than new with a custom upholstery from Captain T? Captain T's upholstery has been right here in Ocala for nearly 20 years, so they know how to make your ride one of a kind. Whether you want to take that classic ride back to a factory look or put your favorite sports team front and center, Captain T's upholstery is who to call. 352-369-1810. That's 352-369-1810. Or stop by their location, 5030 South Pine Avenue in Ocala, just past the drive-in. And of course, don't forget to visit them on the web, CaptainTUpholstery.com.
The very best in quality is Captain T's Upholstery.